You're listening to a Canadian Movie Crew production.
The Wrong Guy is the story of a man who believes he is being hunted down for a murder he didn't commit. Or is it?
In this world, the story a movie gives you is the whole story. Or is it? It's the Or Is It Movie Podcast. And now, your hosts, Derek and Mean Mark.
Welcome back to the Or Is It Movie Podcast, where we try to find the real story behind the story. I'm Derek.
I'm Mean Mark.
Today we welcome back to the show our co-host all the way from Houston, Texas, is Scott White.
Thank you.
And you brought us this movie. What, why?
Well, it's Canadian. And I...
Oh, it's Canadian.
It's Canadian. One of the time... I never heard of this movie. I don't even think this movie... It might not have been released in the States. I don't even know if it was released in Canada. But I was up working in Canada, and I found this DVD in a used DVD store, so I just bought it. And then I realized, yeah. And then for some reason, it just came to me. It's like, the Wrong Guy. Very, very Canadian. Stars Dave Foley. Now, here's something. We did, White Coats or Intern Academy. We did a Canadian movie on my podcast, the Dan Aykroyd podcast, and it starred Dave Foley. And so for some reason I thought, let's just do this one. Even though this movie takes place in Cleveland.
Yes.
Quote unquote Cleveland.
Quote unquote. Yeah. Big old air quotes on that. Yeah.
Because I can tell you this took place in Richmond Hill, Brookfield Place in Toronto, and Toronto itself. So.
I just thought it would be
the
fun.
Toronto skyline we're looking at.
A Canadian movie at the Canadian Movie Crew. So I thought that would be fun.
Oh, sure.
So this was released in Canada in theaters. It was also released in Poland.
In Poland.
In theaters.
Canada and Poland.
It was released it was a TV movie in the United Kingdom, but only made it to video in the United States.
Right, because I never heard of this. Never remember, because I was a big Kids in the Hall fan. So if this came out as a movie, I know I probably would have remembered it.
Yeah, because you got 2 out of the 4 in this one, right?
Yes, actually.
Okay, that's my job. Let me get to that.
All right.
Sorry. So we can welcome to the show David Anthony Higgins, Jennifer Tilly, which we're welcoming to the show. I thought we would have been on this show before, but apparently not. Welcome to the show, Joe Flattery, Canadian movie TV legend, and Dave Redican. For those of you in Canada, you might know him as a stand-up comedian, and also the only human actor on a TV show made famous in Canada called Puppets That Kill, or Puppets Who Kill. He was the leader of the halfway house of all these imprisoned and felonious puppets. It was bad. We can welcome back to the show Dave Foley from Blast to the Past and Ham and Cheese, which...
Oh, man!
Yep.
I forgot Ham and Cheese.
Yeah.
That was me, too.
I think everyone did.
Alan
Scarfe. Is it Scarf or Scarfe? He was in Double Impact, Mark, in one of our Van Damme shows.
Oh, yes.
And Comfiore, or Comfiore? I'm not
Fior.
and he was in Face Off. He was one of the government guys in Face Off.
And he's Scott. Might be an interesting point. One of the highest-grossing Canadian movies of all time. Bone Cop. Was it Good Cop, Bone Cop, or something like that? Yeah, Good Cop, Bone Cop. Instead of little French Canadian number there. Basically, a buddy cop movie set in Montreal, and or I think it was in Montreal. Yeah, it was actually pretty good. It came out in theaters, had a really good run. He was one of the co-stars. He played the kind of the grizzled older. Yeah. Surprisingly, one of our own.
And someone else that I think we all know, stand-up comedian Mike Wilmot is in this movie. Did you notice that?
Oh, I didn't notice that.
When Dave Foley first shows up at the beginning of the movie, and he's like, "Hey, man," or whatever, he talks to the guy in the hallway. It's Mike Wilmot.
Oh, how about that game last night? There's no game last night. Gonna be a big day.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one. I'll bring it up here, but yeah, go ahead. So this movie starts off with almost James Bondish credits.
It was supposed to be Alfred Hitchcockian credits. That's what they were going for.
Really?
Because this is a parody of Hitchcock movies.
Okay.
Really?
I did
Yes.
not get that.
A parody of Hitchcock
I'll trust you on that
film
one.
noir movies. Because I have the DVD, I listened to the DVD commentary. And that's what they were going for.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll trust you.
Hitchcock, huh?
Yes. Hitchcockian.
Sure. Oh, jeepers.
I also love the fact that he's got like a antique coffee cup in an office. Like
it's almost a teacup.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it's a teacup in the office. No coffee mug for these guys.
Well, we'll get into the richness of these people later. Yeah, I was looking at this opening. I'm like, is this from the 90s or the 70s? Like, because it felt to me like an early James Bond, The Fugitive kind of 70s, because it's all the blocks, the colored blocks, and the credits that pop up in between. I'm like, all right. But then I see the office building, and I see all of the women allowed to be in the high executive office, and I'm like, yeah, it's definitely not the 70s.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they have a surprising lack of guys' hands on their asses, so it must not be the 50s either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Dave Foley is really excited. There's a promotion coming. As to the president of the company, he is stepping down. He's naming his successor, and he believes that because he's dating the boss's daughter and he's kissed ass a whole bunch, he thinks he's going to get it.
Yeah. I've worked with this guy, and if I haven't worked with this guy, I've been this guy. Not to this extent, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, hey, how's it going? Everyone happy? Hey, everyone having a good day? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you were genuine about it.
I tried to, yeah, exactly, and not nearly as ambitious apparently.
No.
So,
well, you can tell that he's not not that he's not well liked. I just think, like, everybody, he comes in and he's being, like you said, fake happy to everybody, and most people are avoiding eye contact or rolling their eyes and don't really want to talk to him. So it doesn't really seem like he's disliked. I'm just like, he's tolerated. Like, everybody knows he's banging the boss's daughter. That's why he's in this position that he's in.
At first, I kind of got the idea that maybe people don't know who he is. He's that guy that is like, hey, buddy, hey, pal, hey, whatever. You just don't know who he is. Later on, I realized, they all know he's not getting the job.
Right.
But can't tell him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They already know who it is, and they know it's not him for sure,
Yeah.
And they're all happy about it. I think. I don't think that, like, this is not the guy they want in charge anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
nice. Yeah, he, one of those, oh, nice guy, but no, I don't want him as the boss. Yeah.
So, yeah, he goes into the meeting, and the boss basically names Dan Redican as the new president. And so he goes on this tirade of, fuck you, I deserve this, I kissed your ass, I'm marrying your daughter, yeah, but I have a favorite daughter, and he's marrying her, which, okay.
Who we never see.
No, and we never meet his wife, do we?
We never meet the fiancé, no.
But the fiancé is in the credits.
There's
really?
There's a reason.
Oh, no, wait.
I don't know. Well, I know why.
Okay.
When we get to certain scenes, I'll let you know. But there,
okay.
She was filmed. Her scenes were filmed.
They got cut.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, and he goes off and he says, like, I will kill you and I will make sure that you die and blah, blah, blah. And that becomes important later. So he goes back to his desk. He's crying while holding the mic button on his phone so that everyone in the office can hear him. And this will set the tone for the level of joke in this movie.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Eventually, he goes to the boss and he's going to tell him to his face. So he walks in and his boss is just staring at him while he's talking to him. And the boss falls over dead. He's been stabbed in the back of the neck.
Well, before we get to that, I mean, this movie does pull off every gag that you would pretty much every gag you would expect them to. Like, he goes to have it out with the boss, and of course the secretary is going to make him wait.
No.
So he'll wait in a huff and be patient until he's not. You know what I mean? And that's the gag. And then up he goes, and then he goes in proper.
Yeah, I transported myself back to Suburban Commando. Either go away or take a seat, and then he picks up the seat.
Yeah.
So he busts it.
Yeah.
And his boss falls over, like you said, there's a knife in his neck. He goes over and he pulls the knife out of his neck and he gets blood all over himself. It's like, why would you do that? I know you need to do it because you've got to have the movie, but no rational person would have done that.
Yeah. That's what I wrote down. I said, when you discovered the dead body of the man you just hours ago promised to kill, make sure to pick up the murder weapon and get the victim's blood all over you. Then make absolute sure you hold the knife in a killer's fashion and run through the building.
Yeah. Like, how does someone so dumb get to be vice president of a company?
Because he's banging the boss's daughter.
Yeah, well, true. Yeah, okay.
Wow, he must be doing really good in that department. Yeah.
So here's the Dave Foley is an idiot. His character is an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's how they can explain all the stupid stuff that he does. He's just not a bright person.
He kind of comes off at the beginning of the movie of someone who thinks his life is a movie. Because he seems to get like dramatic at times. Like, now is the time where I walk to the ascension of my job and blah, blah, blah. And he talks in the, monologue speeches. That's clearly not appropriate for the work environment that he's in. So he goes all the way through the building and leaves the building. At the same time, the actual killer, played by Colm
Feore,
is sneaking out of the building, constantly changing clothes, acting very suspiciously, firing a zip line from one building to another.
Oh, yeah, I've got this one if you don't mind. I actually enjoyed it. To 2 separate disguise changes and a grappling hook, right? So he goes from he's the Culligan man. So this escape brought to you by Culligan, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a nice Culligan product placement there. Into what was the second one? Oh, I had it.
He was a janitor.
Janitor.
Oh yeah,
maintenance.
yeah. Into the janitor, and then up to the roof, and then zip lines across, and then back, and then up through a manhole cover, fake manhole cover outside where he has his escape vehicle parked. Like, as elaborate escapes go, this one takes the cake. Like, usually everyone would just walk out with the Culligan bottle and be done with it.
Just walked out with the Culligan.
I know, but this gag is actually working for me. It's not anything Dave Foley's doing. It's because he's very seriously doing all the acrobatics and the costume changes and stuff like that to make his grand escape. And he does it. He gets away. No one even gets close to stopping him.
That's my thing. It's like, where's all the nosy need to get into everyone's business Karens in the building?
Yeah, where's the security guards that are, suspicious of everybody? And yeah.
How about the fact that Dave Foley drops his knife in the elevator? Nobody says boo.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. It's set in Cleveland, but everybody is acting with the Canadian stereotype of being nice. It's like they're too nice to say anything about him being covered in blood. They're too nice to say anything about him dropping a knife. They're too nice. He walks past 2 security guards covered in blood because he has a nosebleed. So if it was set in Canada, they could have used the Canadian stereotypes. But
absolutely,
it's Cleveland. It's like
but in Toronto, this is quote unquote Cleveland,
right? But there was a night where, and I enjoyed this. He does zip line, and there's a shot of Dave Foley walking through the lobby of this building, and through the skylight, you see the guy zip lining. And I thought that was a really nice shot. Just all the things they had to do to link that up, so he walked past the minute he was zip lining. So the timing
was
impeccable. I thought it was really nice.
Yeah. But by the way, we do have a sponsor.
Okay.
Well, this podcast is also brought to you by Culligan Water. Did you just walk into your boss having been freshly murdered and were dumb enough to pick up the knife? Why not rinse the guilt away with cool, clean water only Culligan can provide?
So he makes it out onto the street, and he's walking down the street.
Still covered in blood.
Still covered in blood.
And again, though, this is America where no one says anything to anybody about anything. Yeah. So, right? That's got to be how it is down there, eh, Scott? Like the politest towns.
You know what? If this movie was filmed today, I'd believe it. But this is 1997.
Yeah.
We noticed shit back then.
Yeah. Everyone, yeah. We weren't all in our phones. You know?
So he sees a cop walking down the street, and the cop is walking forwards while looking backwards. Like all cops do. The cop never looks forward. He's constantly looking backwards. Like, all right. And then he goes. There were points where I stopped writing notes because I just.
Well, he tried to get rid of the knife, and he goes to throw the knife into the water, and it lands on a police boat.
Oh, right.
Off that famous bridge in Cleveland. You know the one.
Yes.
The Cleveland Harbor?
Yeah, the Cleveland bridge.
Yeah, at the Cleveland Harbor. Yeah.
But then he's walking down the street, and he sees the cop who's not looking, so he jumps into a dumpster.
And
yes,
by the way, shout out to the acrobat who was his stunt double for a lot of these scenes.
That wasn't a stunt double. That was him.
He did a front flip into the trash can?
And he broke his ankle.
Did he really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I thought that was some sort of acrobat stunt double guy.
Yeah. So, because the audio commentary, that was Dave Foley. He did it himself. And it was like the fourth time they did it. And when he did it, he injured his ankle. Maybe he didn't break it, but he injured his ankle.
But still,
doing
yeah,
it. Because yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's crazy. So yeah, now he jumps into the dumpster, and then we get, was it the cop a cappella group?
Yes.
And was that the lead singer of the Bare Naked Ladies?
That was all of the Bacon.
That was
all of them.
Bare Naked Lady. Yes.
Okay, I recognize the voice. I don't watch videos of Bare Naked Ladies group. I should say. I should clarify because yeah. Anyway,
by the way, Canada's #1 music band. Just gonna say that.
Oh, I got a Tragically Hip that might check that out.
Stick your Tragically Hip right up your ass.
Poor Scott's like, when Canadians fight.
I'm in the Hip's hometown. The Hip can go fuck themselves. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about the fucking Hip.
Well, he means it because he's not apologizing for having said that.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Okay.
Yeah, But he has the lead singer has a distinctive voice, so even without knowing really what they look like or being able to recognize their 1997 selves, I recognize the voice.
Yeah.
So I knew at least it was the lead singer in there. If not, I guess the whole group. Why not? Right? Like, and they sound fantastic. That's the thing. Like they
were in the middle of a
$1 million
tour.
Yet.
They were in the middle of a tour, and they had a day off, so they went and filmed that scene, and then went back on tour. I guess they were friends with Dave Foley or the guys, the guys who wrote it and all that. So
probably,
well, all Canadian artists know each other, right?
Yeah.
So they get introduced at all the hockey games.
Toronto? Oh, that's so cool.
We're the Bare Naked Ladies from Toronto.
So is that when he goes into the fancy restaurant? By the way, wherever he's going, the killer shows up as well. The killer just happens to be in the same spot.
Yeah.
Well, we forgot to mention the cop.
Yes.
Now, remember, we talked about this. Remember when I brought up the Higgins boys and Gruber? We talked about this. I thought they were Canadian. So Dave Higgins, who was part of the comedy troupe, the Higgins boys and Gruber, right? He plays he's the lead cop on this, and his character is he really doesn't want to be on this case. He really doesn't.
Nope, it's going to be a lot of work.
Because
and this is the other angle that I don't mind.
No, I think I think his parts are really funny, but he shows up and so the boss, the president who was killed, had hidden cameras in his office. So they see that Dave Foley did not. So we know within the first 10 minutes that everybody knows that Dave Foley didn't kill him. This other guy killed him.
Yeah, and the only one who doesn't know he's not on the lam is Dave Foley.
Right.
Yeah, Dave Foley just assumes that everyone thinks that he assumes that everyone thinks that he's the killer, therefore he's running to Mexico.
Right.
And he goes into the bus. There's a stupid scene where he goes into the bus station, hands him $36 or whatever. And he says, "How far will this get me?" I says, "I don't care what direction I go, but I need to get to Mexico." I'm like, so you do care which direction?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you should be going south. But okay. But before that, he goes into a fancy restaurant and he goes, "Where can I get cleaned up?" And as he's leaving, his suit is completely cleaned. And the blood that was on the suit is now all over the bathroom in a hilarious sight gag. But I'm like, did he just peel off the blood and throw it? Because that's what it looks like.
But the one thing, but I want to talk about, but before we go on, so the cops are investigating the murder, and they're like, okay, he's on camera 24/7. And the cop goes, "Well, why weren't you watching him?" And they go, "Well, it's better not to watch the president when he's in his office alone And they go, why? So they rewind the tape, and you just hear him masturbating.
Oh, is that what he's doing? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He's masturbating because they actually shot a scene, which they cut. But...
Well, let's thank God for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the cop goes, and he knew he was being filmed. And the head of security goes, oh, yeah, he wanted us to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know. It's so, like, I thought that it was, or maybe I just had hoped that it was basically like him banging the secretary type stuff. You know what I mean?
That's what I thought it was.
That's and he was getting off on the security guards watching him, bring ladies back to the office. Maybe not just the secretary. It could have been any of the ladies in the building or whatever. You know what I mean? Or
yeah, I thought it was like a goat or something really embarrassing that he wouldn't want to get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what embarrassing stuff they do in Cleveland, but had it been set in Canada, you could have been like doing something weird with donuts or what I mean, like some sort of weird gag like that.
Yeah, he's stacking his dick next to Timbits or something.
Trying to measure him up. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
No, but this is Cleveland. Dunkin' Donuts.
Exactly.
That's what I mean.
Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah. Time to make the donuts, and then he does weird stuff with yeah. Now, see, this is where what you mentioned just a moment ago, the whole thing about where he's headed. This could have easily transitioned it into a Canadian movie. Like if he started in Cleveland, gives the guy bus, money for the bus, says I don't care which way I go, and then he ends up thinking he's going to Mexico, ends up in Canada.
Yeah.
Like falls asleep on the bus. They just somehow let him get through customs or whatever. He wakes up, he's in, just outside Toronto or something like that.
Yeah.
And now you can actually have it be a Canadian movie where he thinks he's in Mexico, but he gets to be in Canada now, and they just admit it. And then all the nice people around are Canadian nice people. You know what I mean? But I guess that doesn't serve the Jennifer Tilly character, right? Because she's not a Canadian, so.
Yeah.
And neither is Joe Flaherty.
So I thought he was.
No. Pittsburgh.
Oh,
just ended up on SCTV?
He's an honorary Canadian, as they put it. But no, he's an American, born and raised in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, okay.
Before he leaves, he calls his fiance, and he, this big long speech, I'm on the run, I didn't kill your father. Now, what they cut was, he's talking at 1997, he's talking to the answering machine. There's a scene where she's having sex with another guy while he's talking on the answering machine. So he's giving this big long speech of how she has to forgive him. I didn't kill your father. You got to move on with your life. And there's a scene where
she's already moved on.
She already has. Yeah.
And do we?
So once again,
was
like
the other guy, one of the.
It's not brought up who it is. It's just a scene of her having sex with this guy, or making out, having sex with this guy, while his voice is coming out of the answering machine. But like Derek said before, he thinks his life is a movie, so he's being really dramatic. It's like, you've got to move on from me. I didn't kill your father. I'll live in Mexico until I can prove my innocence. But until then, I cannot be in your life. And while he's saying all this dramatic stuff, she's having sex with another guy.
See, now that would have been a funny gag.
I think so.
Yeah.
The movie was only an hour and a half. I don't know.
Aside from everything else they left in the movie.
Well, and that's the thing. Like the whole scene, the whole scene is just him on the phone. You wouldn't be wasting any time if you cut to her getting nailed and still keep his voiceover going, right? Just cut to the answering machine version. That she hears, and it doesn't. Yeah, it's no more or less time. Like you're still, the answering machine message is still the same length. But you're right. It would be funnier, if she's getting, if she's moving on already when he's saying to move on.
Yeah. So he gets on the bus and he gets dropped off at a proposed city that was proposed back in the Depression era.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Then he goes, here's your stop. It's Crow's Nest. And he goes, there's nothing here. there's no town here. And he goes, no, this was the proposed town of Crow's Nest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the Depression hit, and so the town was never built.
But once again, we also have to admit that, so the real killer, the real killer has made a phone call. We don't know who it is at this point, but he goes, okay, things have gone awry. Meet me at this place at this time and bring money. And so there's a lot of running gags through the movie, and one of them is, like Derek said before, wherever the killer is, Dave Foley is there by accident, but the killer thinks that Dave Foley is this super spy who's following him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't realize that he's an idiot who just keeps running into him by accident, by happenstance.
Yeah. Yeah, because the killer's driving in a car. He sees Dave through the bus's window, and Dave is looking out the window, but he's not actually looking out the window. He's looking at his reflection in the window. He doesn't see out the window. So, but then the cops, I guess, figure out that the killer is in this...
it's a stolen Jeep.
It's a stolen Jeep with, like, flames painted on the side, so he immediately abandons it, but then Dave Foley comes out, finds that van, or that Jeep, gets in that van.
But by the way, little trivia, the bus driver was, his name was Jay something. He was one of the writers and one of the producers of this movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Cool. I like what the killer does. Like, basically, he's just listening to the radio for, to stay one step ahead of the cops. He's like, oh, they're looking for someone with a Jeep. I guess I'll ditch the Jeep. Like, they're just, the investigation is being kind of unfolded for him so he can stay one step ahead.
Yeah, which is terrible policing to release this information to the media.
Like, I get it. Like, you want the public's help in finding, okay, there's a Jeep with flames on it. Great. Like, so people can look out and call the police if they see it, but at the same time, it's making it that public.
We're looking for the suspect that has a blue shirt. So anyone with a blue shirt, we're probably going to pull over. So if you're the killer, probably best not to wear a blue shirt.
Yeah. Make sure you change your shirt and ditch your car. Yeah.
and once again, while this is happening, we cut to the cop who's in a strip club, and he shows a picture of the killer to a stripper, and he goes, "Do you know who this guy is?" And she goes, "I've never seen him before." He's like, "Yeah, okay. I was just playing a hunch." So he's just going to places he wants to go to. Yeah. And he's not really trying to solve the crime. He's just having fun on the precinct's
on the police dime.
He ends up going to that fancy restaurant, but he goes, "Oh, is that the place where they serve those steaks that I like?" He says, "Yeah, okay. Let's go there, and we should probably look into this." They get a tip that the killer was there.
Yeah, like, sometimes it's legit tips, and other times it's just like he just took off to New York for a couple of days and had a weekend.
Well, that's after the FBI, they leave Cleveland. It becomes the jurisdiction of the FBI, but the FBI wants him to stay on as lead because that's what the FBI does.
Yeah, exactly. That's opposite of every other movie I've ever seen. As soon as the FBI shows up, they take over every single time, instead of leaving it to a local cop.
Not only do they let the local detective stay lead on the case, they also give him unlimited resources, quote unquote, so that he can fly to New York and watch a musical about Moby Dick.
Yeah,
I guess
that. And by the way, that music was written by
Asian prostitutes.
That music was written by Bare Naked Ladies. They wrote that for the movie. The Moby.
Really?
Moby song. Yeah.
Oh, you mean the Be Our Guest ripoff? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So he goes. Dave Foley gets in the Jeep, and he goes to a motel.
Yeah, he finds the ditched Jeep.
Yeah.
So he just happens to pick up the Jeep the killer dropped. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's still in Cleveland, but it's Richmond Hill, Ontario. And he meets up with Kevin McDonald, who's the guy behind the counter at the motel. Good thing he comes in. He starts doing the Beetlejuice voice. Yeah,
I'd like a room, please. What? And this looks like a Kids in the Hall sketch. It was good to see them together. Yeah. I liked them. And this could have very well been a Kids in the Hall sketch between the two of them.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
In fact, if you told me that the whole premise was based on a sketch that they wrote, yeah, I'd believe it. They're like, hey, this should get a whole movie.
Yeah, if this was Kids in the Hall, the wrong guy, I would totally believe that.
Yeah, we're missing a couple of cameos, but yeah, I would absolutely believe it.
Yeah. So he rents a room for $29.95.
Yeah, wow.
But I thought he was out of money. He gave all his money to the guy at the bus station. So where did he get this money?
Don't know.
Yeah.
And he still has money left over because he has change for the water machine.
He has change!
Yeah, it's weird. And I mean, they made a point of him not using the ATM in case they're tracking him.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of, I was like, I know he's a dummy, but at the same time, it's like, well, okay, you use the ATM and then you skip town. I mean, they already know you're in Cleveland. So if you use an ATM in Cleveland.
Yeah. Not really giving them any real tips there.
Yeah, they figure you're going to skip town anyway. So the bus stations are probably already watched if they're not already.
Yeah.
Or going to be.
And in the motel, he just happens to be staying in the room next to the killer.
Yeah, of course he is.
Well, what happens is there's a headline, a killer driving black Jeep with flames.
Yeah.
And so Kevin McDonald looks out the window and sees it. So he calls the cops. So that's why the cops are heading to the motel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so Dave Foley is pretending he's washing his hair and he's trying to just walk by, and the cops don't give a shit.
Yeah.
The cops are not looking for this guy.
There's also a running gag that Dave Foley is a woman. Because he's drying his hair and it's like, nah, do you think that's the killer? No, we're looking for a man. That's a woman. I'm pretty sure that's a man. Really?
Well, right from the security tape, right? There's a man. Well,
right.
I mean,
goes,
he's screaming. He's screaming like a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he screams like a woman. So they keep there's this runner throughout that it's this woman keeps showing up at all the places where they're looking for the killer, but they don't really put it together.
And I thought, and we'll get to this later, but I thought there was a payoff to this. It doesn't. But I thought that there was. And we'll get to that later on. Just wanted to preface that. So Dave Foley ends up attracting all of the cops' attention to himself. Then the killer pops out of his room, brandishes 2 guns, and starts opening fire on the police. When he could have just walked away.
Well, no, they have the picture. They know what he looks like, right? They got something. They like an artist rendering from the. Oh no, they got footage from the security camera.
Yeah, but all of the cops' attention is on Dave Foley. All of them. They've turned to look at Dave Foley.
Oh yeah, he could have easily
because Kevin McDonald has fingered that's the guy that came in the Jeep.
Yeah.
So all the cops are focused on him. The killer could have just snuck off.
Yeah, because there's just a sharp corner, and he would have been on the other side of the building where the cops weren't. They didn't surround the building.
Yeah. But instead, he brandishes 2 guns, starts firing. All the cops are stormtroopers, so they're opening fire on him and not even fucking coming close.
And this is where the whole, good cop, bone cop thing kind of comes in, because it's now like a semi-legit action scene where he does a flip and he's shooting and onto the car, and like just real kind of your flashy action movie stuff. So this keeps happening to me as I'm watching this movie. The Dave Foley stuff is like meh, but like the assassin, his stuff is fun. The cop, he could have run to New York, so we better go there. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff is kind of funny. Like all the excuses he keeps making up to just have fun on the company dime.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff happening around him, I find funny. But the Foley stuff is like I just find it better than the Foley stuff, and it just sucks. You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh well.
Well, so Dave Foley runs away, and he hops a train.
Okay, this is my thing, and this is in every movie. If train hopping has been such a problem since they started depicting it at the turn of the 20th century, why are trains continually leaving the boxcar's doors open so that they can be hopped on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Like, why? Like, okay. It's kind of like how people in horror films have never seen a horror film. But anyway.
Yeah.
So there's that scene where he tries to hop on a train and he rolls through the car. He jumps in. That was actually Dave Foley too.
That was him too. Again, this is where I was like, holy smoke, their stunt guy's really good. But I was like, I don't know how they faked that because it looked like Foley. But I didn't realize he was such an acrobat.
They said, they go, we'll let you do one and we'll let the stunt guy do one. And they used Dave Foley's. So,
well, why not? Because, yeah, you don't have to hide the performer. Like, and to be fair, in the action scene that I just mentioned, I said it's okay. You can clearly, like the way they shot him flipping off of the balcony onto the car, it is super apparent it's not Colin Feore. Like they chose, I think, the wrong angle. They should have chosen something a bit different. Maybe start it from behind him when he starts the flip so we get a top down and then switch to in front, and then have it. Basically, wherever the guy's face is, don't shoot that. But they shot that. So so they get it from the side, and so he's jumping off, and it's like, not Colin Feore, flip, and then fake land, Colin Feore. You know what I mean? Like, it's clearly another dude. Like, he might as well just thumbs up the camera as he's flipping and showing his ID that shows he's not Colin Feore. His Cleveland ID that says, I'm not Colin, and as he's flipping, yeah. So, I mean... So to use the Dave Foley one was the right move. It looked great, and you didn't have to hide that it was that it wasn't a stunt or that it was a stunt double,
a stunt guy.
Yeah.
Right. So then we're back at the hotel. The cop, he's like, "Oh, great! He's crossed state lines, so it's no longer our problem." And then his assistant goes, "Well, the FBI wants you to stick around." He goes, he goes, wait a minute. How fast can we get to Cincinnati in a helicopter? 20 minutes? It's like, great. Get me a helicopter. I have a sister that lives in Cincinnati that I haven't seen in 8 months.
Yeah. No, isn't that why he goes to New York? I thought it was.
He goes to New York, but
I thought it was the sister was in New York.
No, his sister.
No, the sister was in Cincinnati.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, this is where he starts. Just kind of pushing.
This is where he starts pushing the envelope, and
well, he's kind of already been doing it, but yeah, I see what you mean.
But now it's on a much grander scale because now he's got the FBI funding him.
Yeah. He ratchets it up, yeah, for sure.
And this is where we get the reveal. Colin Feore calls Dan Redican the boss, and we find out that the new president, hired the killer to kill the old boss, which at that point, why?
He's already got the promotion. Yeah.
You had him kill the guy that named you as his replacement just an hour earlier. Why?
Yeah, what? Yeah,
why?
I guess we don't really find out, right?
We never find out.
Like, it's not like the ownership would go to him of the company. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to be the president, but if you own the whole damn thing, then you get even more.
But you're probably eventually going to, since you're marrying his favorite daughter anyway.
Yeah, who again we don't see. We don't know these two daughters that kind of start. Yeah, the favorite and the not so favorite. But.
Why?
Yeah, like you know what? That's a great point. I didn't really think about like why are they killing the boss? Why? Like what does he have to gain?
No, I thought I was like
You completely undid the entire movie.
If the rumor had it that he was not the one getting the promotion, maybe. Like if it was actually supposed to go to Dave Foley, then okay, then now there's motive.
But then again, this movie doesn't have him because Dave Foley's not mad at that point. right? And
Well,
he doesn't
I'm just
threaten to kill the boss. Therefore, Dave Foley doesn't run.
yeah.
It undoes the entire movie.
There's
I've
no...
never seen a movie kill its own premise halfway through. Never.
Yeah.
I've seen movies that don't make it make sense, but I've never seen it kill it. You're trying to make sense of it, Marcus.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I fully acknowledge that this does not make sense. What I'm saying is that the boss should have died first, and then the board elects. I don't know. But then, Dave doesn't run. But if he thought he should have been up for, Oh my God, how did I miss that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Located between the Hall of Justice and the Brady Bunch house is the worldwide headquarters of the 70s versus the 80s podcast, where they tackle such controversial subjects as:
if you spill Zima on your Zubas, does it even leave a stain?
Which Cher husband had the better Love Boat appearance? What these guys say may shock you.
In your high school yearbook, does your hair even fit in the photo frame? So, Brian, where can you play this podcast?
It's on his phone, Mike.
Okay, so blast this sucker on your flip phone.
No, doesn't work that way. Listen to the 70s versus the 80s podcast, God willing.
So the boxcar that Dave Foley jumps in on the train is full of canned ham. And he pigs out on it. And then the train stops at wherever they're going. And the one guy asked the conductor, okay, so what do you got in this one? He's like, we got tons of cases of spoiled ham.
Tainted ham.
Wah. So there's Dave Foley. He's passed out because he ate all the tainted ham. He gets taken to the hospital, where he gets his stomach pumped, I think they say later on.
Yeah,
he gets his stomach pumped, yeah.
And he wakes up and the nurse is asking him his name. So he does what they do in the movies, and he takes a look around the room to find a fake name, and he calls himself Enema Bag Smith, or Jones, or whatever. Because he's Enema Bag and the name Smith, and says, well, that's not your real name. What's your real name? He says, my name is Helen Jones. Dr. Helen Jones. She goes, well, that's my name, because he sees the name tag.
I really liked her delivery. He goes, I'm Enema Bag Jones. And she's like, okay, that's not your name.
Yeah.
Her delivery was very...
I did like her.
And I did like the doctor. Very matter of fact. Very I've seen this before. You're discombobulated, obviously, because you're just making shit up.
Yes. I'm Dr. Dawn Harris. Okay, now that's my name. So
Yeah.
So, it was a small part, but it was because besides Jennifer Tilly, really no female parts.
Just a couple of ladies around the office at the beginning, and that's about it.
Yep.
Just some women to scream when he runs out with a knife. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a lady cop on the force or anything like that. That's helping it to run him down or find the killer.
We do have the stripper.
We have the stripper and we have the escort.
Yeah, the blonde Asian prostitute.
Yes, that's true.
Who wants a Mai Tai, because, of course. So he wakes up in the room. He goes to a different room to steal clothes.
Yeah.
Because his clothes were kept in his room? Oh, wait. No, they were. Because the killer finds his clothes.
Yeah, I think he was trying to purposely change clothes so that way he's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I think he was trying to do.
Not to mention he's been wearing the same clothes for days, so
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so then he goes and he starts stealing from everybody's room. So he has this huge pile of clothes he brings into another room to start trying on outfits or whatever.
Well, because the first one he steals from is an old man. He ends up looking like a Sunday golfer.
Yeah. Yeah, very a little Hawaii 5-0 kind of.
Yeah.
Now, once again, another scene that was cut was a Pretty Woman montage where he was going through all the.
I wondered about that. I wondered if that was a thing. I honestly guessed that because I figured that was the next thing when he shows up with the pile of clothes. Now it's a montage. Okay.
Did they play "I'm Too Sexy" during that thing? Because
that I don't know.
Or Pretty Woman.
I'm Too Sexy during those.
Yeah, if they can't afford Pretty Woman, they get I'm Too Sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me, we've seen it enough times on this show.
Yeah, that's why we're calling it out, because it wouldn't have been the first time.
So he ends up getting away. He has a fight with a guy in a neck brace.
Who is?
You look familiar.
Sorry,
David Steinberg, the director of the movie.
Oh.
I don't know who David Steinberg is. So
Yes, that was the director. Very famous stand-up comic here in the States. But we forgot to say that the killer was in the hospital and he was about to stab Dave Foley when the cops show up, and the killer's dressed as a doctor.
Yes.
So the cops show up and go, my partner just had a heart attack. You're going to help him. So they drag him away, and he does one defibrillate, and he kills another cop.
He kills a cop for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not getting paid for this one. And then the cops are consoling him. Again, the cops are consoling, hey, I bet you it happens all the time, Doc. You don't feel so... Like, they're making him feel better about having killed his partner. Again, that to me is funny.
It was funny, too, because he was still wearing his mask. So it's been like... It's like he can't take his mask off because they might recognize him. So the fact that he's had this mask on for hours, he can't take it off. And the police are consoling him. Yeah.
So in 97, that gag was a lot funnier than it is. Now it's just like, yeah, he's wearing a mask.
Yeah, he's wearing a mask.
He's just wearing a mask all day. Like, that'll happen. You'll see that. I know someone who got a job at a dental office, and she has to wear a mask at work still.
Well, they always did.
No, not all of them do now, but that one they want want people to feel. No, I mean the front desk people.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. Like she's not a dental assistant, but she has to wear a mask like front desk or wherever she's working.
So Dave Foley starts hitchhiking. And
he gets picked up by the guy from Just Shoot Me. No. Remember the conspiracy guy?
Yeah. This was he was better known as the head alien from Galaxy Quest.
Yes.
Right.
Talk like this.
Yep.
And he was in Just Shoot Me, the sitcom too.
Right.
With David Spade.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
and once again, as Mark said, this was one of the funny things around Dave Foley. He was really, out of all the people to pick him up, this guy picks him up, a conspiracy theorist, and he goes, I'm just going to let you know that the guy who killed your boss was a Cuban hitman.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's a French-Canadian dude, Enrico Colantoni, which I'm sure I'm mispronouncing the name, but yeah, just to give props or credit where credit's due. Yeah, because he's a good actor. He's always, he doesn't always get lead roles, but he's always fun in what he's doing.
And he gets kicked out for asking if he could have his list of killers. Is that what? Am I getting that?
Yeah, I think so.
You are getting right. He goes, you can just tell those people at the post office, yeah, you're not going to get me. And he just throws him out of the. Now that wasn't Dave Foley.
That did the roll out of the car. Yeah, I was going to say there had to be some limits.
The roll out of the car was not Dave Foley.
But they shot it well enough that you couldn't tell it wasn't Dave Foley. So there we go.
I'm disappointed.
I know. He can't say he did all his own stunts, But then,
then
he gets picked up by Jennifer Tilly.
By Jennifer Tilly with short hair.
Yeah.
Fuck you, 90s. The hell?
I believe
Who
I
thought
was
this an
texting.
idea?
I texted Derek as I was watching the movie because I just talked to him on the phone. It was we went to do a recording session. That's right.
Okay.
So we just talked, but you were getting cut off by the power outages. So yeah, we talked on the phone kind of and for a sec, and then I said, I look at the credits. And I'm like, oh, okay, Jennifer Tilly, third build. That's cool. And then I'm like, at one point, I text Derek and said, how long has it been since we've talked? No Jennifer Tilly yet. What the hell, movie?
Yeah.
And then about
later, finally.
5 or 10 minutes later, I was like, finally! There, like just an angry finally. It's like an hour or so in, and we finally get, like, we don't get her till like midway through the second act or whatever. Like, he's been on the run for a while, and no Jennifer Tilly. So,
and I wrote this note. I'm like, Jennifer Tilly seems like a completely normal person in this otherwise crazy batshit movie. There has to be something wrong with. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
because she's driving.
That was the exact note they gave in the commentary. They go, something has to be wrong with Jennifer Tilly to fall for Dave Foley in this movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you got it. You picked it. Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that again later on.
I know, but just because she's narcoleptic doesn't make her like narcoleptics aren't.
Yeah. See, that's why I was more suspicious about her in this movie than I should have been. So she takes him back to her house and she hires him to be the handyman. Because he says... he mentioned something about asking for ice for a drink, I guess?
Yeah.
No, he had a bump. So what happened is Jennifer Tilly is narcoleptic.
Yeah, sorry.
So she falls asleep while they're driving. He hits his head. She's like, I'll take you back to my house.
Yeah.
He goes, can I get some ice for the bump on my head? She starts crying because they're too poor to afford ice.
Yeah. And their fridge is broke.
Hang on. She says, we can't afford to fix our fridge, so we have to eat cat food.
Canned food.
No. Canned food.
Oh, canned food. Oh, I thought she said cat food.
No, canned food.
No.
Oh,
no, canned
okay. Because I was like, why? Why does the inability to have money to pay to fix your fridge force your hand into eating cat food?
You really had the... But you really had the wrong idea about this character.
You were holding on to this for a long time.
I paused the movie. I wrote this down. I'm like, this makes absolutely no sense. This is going to be great on the podcast. And then it's fucking canned food.
Sorry. I should have let you go. I should have just let you go and then said it was canned food, Derek.
Last time I fucking watched a movie for the show at work. All right. But she takes him upstairs and she says, you're going to sleep here. And she takes him up into this room that is filled with unicorns and pretty flowers and pastel colors and half-naked guy posters on the ceiling. And she said, you can sleep here. This was my brother Billy's room. And he's like, oh, he was gay, huh? She goes, oh, no. If you knew Billy, you wouldn't say that. He was in the Marines. Which I guess was the joke?
Yes. But I believe the joke was, yeah.
Or in the Navy or something? Or was it Marines or Navy?
No, he was in the Marines. It was the Marines, yeah.
Which I guess I didn't get until just now. Because at that point I wrote down, she's Billy calling it now.
Oh, wow. You were really suspicious of...
Because I was like, there's something has to be more wrong with her in order to fall in love with Dave fucking Foley. Because life can't be that unfair. And the whole thing was like he's being mistaken for a woman the whole time. Right? Constantly throughout this movie. That's not her brother's room. That was her room when she was Billy before he transitioned into Jennifer Tilly.
Oh.
Because as we all know, in movies back in the 90s, when someone transitioned into a woman, they actually looked like a woman, unlike in real life where you can kind of tell. So...
And would explain the short hair, too.
All right, so... remember the beginning of the movie where he said he goes to the office and the secretary says for him to sit down?
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a man who went through. That was a transgender.
Okay.
I don't know what it was. That was actually a man who went through the operation to become a woman in real life.
So his boss's secretary was a trans woman.
Yes.
Huh.
Okay.
See? I would not have picked that up.
I didn't know that either. I heard it in the commentary.
Huh.
But they said, but yes. So in this movie in 1990s, there was actually a trans woman working was the secretary. So
okay. Well, maybe I did know, and that's why I thought Billy was Jennifer Tilly. Okay. Well, because then we see Joe Flaherty is Jennifer Tilly's father. He comes home from the work. And he goes, "Oh, who fixed the fence?" And then he closes the gate and all the fence posts fall down. And I was like, "Oh, dear Lord." I wrote down, there were funnier gags in Hot Frosty. So Joe Flaherty works at the bank. And the bank is being threatened by the quote-unquote greedy blue-collar farmers.
Yes.
Who are making it very difficult for the white-collar banker types to make their millions of dollars. Gosh darn it, don't you hate it when that happens?
Yeah.
Well, that's the joke. It was reversed. It's in every movie. It's like the bank's closing down. Now the big farmer is closing down the bank.
Maybe it's the 2025 in me, but not that funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure it was a little too prescient in '97. It's probably it's not the funny now. It's like no.
It's not so funny nowadays.
Yeah. I do like that Dave Foley is a horrible handyman, but he stays on anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just.
He did have a funny line where she's like, "Maybe you could work as a handyman," and he goes, "I can't do any heavy lifting," and she goes, "You have a bad back?" He's like, "No." He just didn't want to do any heavy lifting.
I was like, "Look at me! No, of course I can't do heavy lifting.
Yeah,
I'm Dave fucking Foley."
He must be a tiny man because I believe Jennifer Tilly is taller than he is.
Yes,
and she's wearing flats.
Yeah,
yeah, and
so he must be a tiny guy.
And she's not one of these like
super
tall
she's not
people.
She's not an yeah.
So let me get to my favorite part of the movie, and I'm sure it was Mark's favorite part too. Jennifer Tilly makes a late night visit to Dave Foley's room.
Yes,
she's wearing an all white negligee, kind of lacy kind of thing, see-through thing. And so when the light is off, you can basically see everything just due to the light that's there.
She's backlit. Yeah.
Yeah. And she turns on the light and he goes, could you turn the light back off? Okay, sure. Click.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So he's a dummy, but he's still a pervert. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I know that she's Billy. This is setting it up.
At this point, they're proving pretty well that she's not, you know.
No, but during this whole scene, Mark, she was lifting her leg to be all sexy-like.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured it was to cover up
okay.
what she was hiding.
Right. Okay.
Right? We'll get to more later. But.
Well, and seeing this would have been the scene to reveal that, where they would have done some sort of like hog in silhouette type thing.
No, you save it right till the end.
I mean, we're not giving this movie too much credit.
I know. I'm giving this movie way too much credit.
Yeah.
I guess Hitchcock never did a transgender reveal, but anyway.
Yeah.
So what happens in the next one then? So he goes to the job. He gets a job at the bank.
Yeah, he's just a teller.
Yes. he gets a job at the bank, and then the big farmer shows up, and he's gonna, sell me your half.
Farmer.
Yeah.
Farmer. He goes, sell me your half of this bank. He goes, I can't wait to plow this bank down and plant corn.
Yeah.
So they're doing the reverse on all the tropes.
And is this where?
And then
Is this where Jennifer Tilly comes in with the SpaghettiOs?
Yes.
And then falls asleep, dumping all the SpaghettiOs on her.
Right. And
okay.
And once again, like Mark said, like Joe Flaherty, she wakes up and she goes, "What happened?" "Oh, big farmer, what's his name's going to close down." She goes, "I wish I could have been here to help." He goes, "Oh, honey, you just being here, lying on the floor, unconscious, covered in SpaghettiOs, is all the support I needed." So,
yeah.
Joe Flaherty, the consummate professional. It's a pretty small role. It's a pretty thankless role, but he does. I enjoyed seeing him, and especially since he passed not too long ago. It was nice to see him.
Yeah. Something that happens overnight.
Yes, he sees. So the big farmer.
Yes.
He only catches half of the television. So they're showing the videotape of the murder, but then on the TV they go and now for a little bit of levity, look at this guy. So they're showing the Dave Foley part of him screaming. So the farmer's like, "Oh, that's the killer that they're looking for," recognizes him from the bank, calls the cops who are in New York, and so now the cops are on their way to wherever they're at, and then the next day because he owns the paper as well, and the paper is like
because farmers have that kind of time.
Millionaire killer, yeah, right. The millionaire killer works at
the
bank. So now all the people in the town want to withdraw their money from the bank because a killer works there.
And that leads to the FBI and the cops busting in and trying to arrest Dave Foley, even though they know that he's not the killer.
But the killer is in the bank.
Yes.
Just by happenstance, because he's there to kill Dave Foley.
Yep.
So, Jennifer Tilly...
And I get it. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's like, this would never happen in real life, but wherever Dave Foley is, the killer is at.
Well, they do something somewhat smart, though, in that when the killer starts thinking, because of all the happenstance that Foley's on his trail, he starts actually hunting him. So now Foley is technically on the run. He just doesn't know who it's from. He thinks it's from the cops when really it's from this killer. Mm-hmm. So that actually was sort of smart to, in the later part of the movie, to have the killer actually wanting to find him, so they're not always just meeting by happenstance and then separating. So it's not a bad move. It's just okay, good.
Yeah. So Jennifer Tilly and Dave Foley, they slip out, and Dave Foley is dressed in his uniform, which is a striped shirt, a bow tie, and suspenders. So they're on the side of the road, and this bus pulls up.
Oh, the buses.
Barbershop Quartet.
Oh.
Barbershop Quartet. And they're like, "Oh, you're going to the big convention?" "Yeah." So he gets on the bus. And then the killer, who's dressed in army fatigues, a bus pulls up and says, "Emotionally damaged
veterans.
Soldiers, veterans retreat." So he gets on the bus. So we get a couple of bus
gags. Oh my god. Like, these gags are like subpar Kevin Smith levels. Like, what the fuck? Oh, okay. And then they stop off at this store. And the conspiracy guy said that you could kill a man with 2 tea bags and a piece of waxed paper or something like that. So at this point, Dave Foley believes that this killer, I think he knows that the killer's out to get him. So he sends Jennifer Tilly in for 2 tea bags and a piece of wax paper. And then she comes out and she says, oh, and I bought more condoms. And I'm like, she's definitely Billy. All signs are pointing towards her being Billy. Like, she's comfortable buying condoms. She's buying all of them. She's Billy. But anyway.
But at this point, the killer catches up to them.
And kidnaps them.
And kidnaps them. And they're all going, now they all 3 of them are going to Mexico. Yeah. But before they do, they pull off into a miniature golf course.
Yeah, tiny island or something like that.
Tiny America.
Yes, because okay. I had to laugh at the sign because it's the next day. They pull over. It's a giant mini golf course, and there's a sign that says "Balls in the water loses 2 strokes." I'm like, that's why I haven't jerked off on the toilet since I turned 40. But chick.
Good one.
So the killer takes Dave Foley and Jennifer Tilly to the top of the Statue of Liberty. And there's a sniper next to the 4 heads. Mount Rushmore. So big standoff. Okay.
Well, here's the deal. He's meeting.
Yes.
What's that? He's
meeting Dan.
He's meeting the guy for the payoff.
Yeah, meeting the boss.
And the payoff is in the 18th hole, which is the head of the Statue of Liberty. The payoff goes wrong. The guy who hired him ends up getting killed, and now Dave Foley, the killer, and Jennifer Tilly are on the top of the Statue of Liberty, and now there's the standoff. Yeah. So the cops are there, the FBI is there, and I thought this made me laugh, where the killer goes, okay, let me out of here, I'm going to kill this super cop. And they go, so you have another hostage?
No! You have a third hostage that we can't see?
So do you have a third hostage we can't see? No.
No, this guy. And Dave Foley goes, yeah, Jennifer Tilly, I'm not a supercut. She goes, oh, no, I figured that.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, that was funny.
She goes, I just didn't want to embarrass you in front of the killer.
Yeah. I was like, okay, that got me a smile.
And what happens is the killer gets shot in the arm, and the cops are like, sorry, our bad.
There it is. That's why. That's what it was.
Yeah.
We don't.
Sorry.
And then Dave,
we don't want to shoot
Dave
you.
Foley
He says,
out
the cops say, we don't want to shoot you. He's like, I've already been shot.
Yeah.
No, he goes, we don't want to hurt anybody. He goes like, I've already been hurt.
That's right.
Dave Foley takes out the wax paper and the tea bags and just,
distracts him,
puts it in front of his face. And Jennifer Tilly puts her thumb in his bullet wound.
Yeah.
He falls off the Statue of Liberty. And then we get this intense scene where Dave is trying to pull him up, but his coat ripped, and he falls like 2 feet. They're only like 2 feet off the ground.
I knew it. As soon as he started hanging, I'm like, he's no more than 2 feet off the ground. He's no more than 2 feet off the ground. He's no more than 2 feet off the ground. Oh, and he lands. He's like, oh, I fell on my change in my pocket or something.
My keys.
I fell on my keys. And
Oh, my keys.
Oh, it's so bad. I think I wrote down, that's so disappointing and not very surprising, which is also very disappointing.
And then the movie pretty much wraps up.
Yeah, the killer gets arrested. Dave Foley has an exchange and she's like, oh, I guess you're going back to Cincinnati now. You don't have to take me with you. He's like, oh, I don't? Oh, okay. And he starts walking away. I'm like, And she comes back, and I'm like, okay, this is where it gets revealed that she's Billy. Somehow they're going to reveal that she's... I'm still on this at the end of this movie.
Derek's going to die on that hill.
I swear to God. And then she said, well, but you can take me with you. And then they make out, and that's the end of the movie. And I'm like, well, fuck me. She's not Billy. I'm like, short hair, buying condoms, the room that looked like it was a girl's room. It all added up. But I thought I thought way too hard about this movie.
Apparently, yeah.
So. I had a few notes there, but due to the commentary, Scott actually ended up with more of it. The only thing I got out of this was Dave Foley planned to direct this movie, but had to step down.
Oh, okay. I did not know
had to
that.
step down when his role on news radio kept him too busy.
Oh.
So
you come in, do a couple of flips, and then go back to news radio.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's... if there's ever a Moira Tyranny focused episode on news radio, he was probably filming during that one. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, that also... Wasn't the conspiracy guy, wasn't he in that too?
Joe Rogan?
No. The guy from the car. I know Joe Rogan was, but wasn't...
No, he was in just...
Okay, I thought that they were working together. That's how he got him on the movie for a day. I guess not.
Well, the Stephen Root was on that show too. So.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I don't know if you have this in your notes, but we were talking about earlier, Mark McKinney had a scene in this movie that was cut. Okay. So there was another.
I was wondering about that. Like, why didn't we have all of them?
I think Bruce McCullough was in rehab at this point.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe.
But yes. So Bruce, Mark McKinney had a scene.
Who was he?
That was.
What role was he?
They didn't say. They just said we shot a scene with him and it was cut.
Okay. Well, as always on this show, we try to find the real story behind the story, Mark.
I've got two of them. Or is it Falling Up, the movie?
Okay.
Because that's
nice
pretty much...
pull. Nice pull.
Yeah.
It's a take on the... who was the guy?
Is it Michael Douglas?
Michael Douglas.
Yeah. Falling Down. Yeah.
Down.
No, Foley just sort of falls up into everything. Yeah.
That's true.
Or is it a gritty tale of police corruption and the prosecution of the innocent? Is the real story what the horrible abuse that the cops bring, to just the police corruption,
federal
using
money?
the system, federal money, and not getting anywhere in the case, but just abusing it.
Yeah. That's
the real story.
There you go. Scott?
The real story is, welcome to Cleveland, eh?
Well, I think we all have a version of that. I have it, or is it the Canadian version of Pee-wee's Big Adventure? He just hops to location doing stupid shit when he meets up with a girl and we're halfway through and sticks with her till the end.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Or is it, tell me again how Dave Foley never made it to the A status in the acting world?
Well, I will say this. I found this on Wikipedia. Somebody voted this the 23rd funniest Canadian movie of all time. On a list of Canadian movies. I'd like to see
the others on that list.
It was
Is there
voted
only 23?
I don't know, and it either won or it got one of these award shows. The screenplay got nominated for an award, BAFTA maybe. It either got nominated. It got nominated, and I don't know if it won or not. But yeah.
Well, look, I'm a proud Canadian, but we let Tom Green have a rap career. So, what do we know?
Yeah.
I have a third one. Or is it the luckiest and unluckiest not killer and killer in the world, respectively, being chased down by the laziest detective ever, who looks like the Canadian Tire version of Josh Gad? The whole time I'm looking at him going, that's fucking the snowman from Frozen. So, all right, that's going to about do it for The Wrong Guy. Scott, you can find Scott where? What are you promoting? I know you just dropped a new podcast.
Right. Just go to my website, scottyblanco.com. It has all my social links and all the links to my podcast. And keep an ear out, because after we get done recording this podcast, we're going to record one of my podcasts, which is more gooder. 1970s Marvel cartoons. So keep an ear out for that one. Keep an eye and ear out for that one.
There we go.
That should be fun. So that's going to about do it for The Wrong Guy. I'm Derek.
I mean, Mark.
I'm Scott.
Join us next time. We'll take a look at the story of a woman mistaken for a presidential mistress of the same name and seeks restitution for her ruined dress in The Big Lewinsky.